Today we're going to cover one of the more powerful features of Misty and also one of the more helpful features of Misty, split chats. Split chats are a great way to compare and contrast conversations. To add a new split chat, click on Add Split Chat on the top right. And if you need to remove a split chat, click on the ellipses right there and click on Remove Split. You can add multiple split chats. For this demo, let's do 3 split chats. You can see in the first chat area, I have it set to Cogito. And in this demonstration, I'm just going to select a few other local models, but it doesn't even have to be a different model. It could be actually the same one. So let's use Cogito twice here. So we're going to compare Cogito in 2 different ways in Gemma 3. Down at the bottom, you'll notice that once you created a split chat, you now see this switch. When this is enabled, that means essentially the conversation that you type is going to be duplicated across all the split chats. And if you want them to be separated, you could turn one off. All right, let's give this a try. Let's see how they respond to the question, why is the Earth's core hot? Again, we're using Cogito twice. And this could be used as an interesting way to see how a model might answer the same exact question with no different settings, but how different the responses may be. So we could see that for Cogito, the responses are relatively similar. And then with Gemma, it's a little bit different. And if this is the way that you're using split chats, essentially just to compare one model against another and all things relatively being equal, this is a great way to see how different models respond to your prompts. But that's just one way to use split chats, and you could actually get even more powerful, even more creative from there. I'm going to remove the middle split chat for Gemma. I'm going to compare these 2 Cogitos, but I'm going to add a little more flavor to it. Meaning what we could do, for instance, in this right chat window, I could add attachments, I could enable real-time data, select personas, enable tools for MCP integrations, enable turnstiles, and even change the model parameters to make them different from the left view. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Why don't we add a persona, have this one be the answers persona, and then on the left one, let's also choose a persona, but let's make sure it is a different one. Let's select this one. And now let's send them the same message. And you can see that the answers forming already are completely different. They're formatted in different ways based on the personas that I've associated to these 2. So you can see how split chats are a powerful tool, not only for you to compare different models, but how you could compare different configurations and settings with the same model. And this is helpful to get you to where you want to be, which is how can I create the best prompts? How can I enable the best settings to really get the responses that I'm looking for? And now let's say maybe you want to save this split chat. What you could do is on the ellipses menu on the top right, click on Save Split As, and then give this a name. And we'll save that out, and that's going to save as a preset. So if you ever want to get back to this, you could go to your split presets in that same ellipses menu, click on split presets, and then select the one that you just saved.